Fear. The fear of the unknown. Something we don't understand. A heartfelt avoidance to what lies ahead. Possibilities, tragedies. With this I'm talking about crashing. This fucker. Something I'm not worried about anymore. What I'm beginning to realize is that when the fine engineers and brilliant people who design these wonderful flying machines designed them, they engineered them much like a modern car, the plastic Toyota type. You see, the plastic cars we see driving down the road these days that are so much different from their predecessors, which were giant steel tanks, are designed that way on purpose. That being, much if you watch a race car like a NASCAR race, you will notice that when the cars crash, they fall into many pieces, scattering down the road. The drones and modern vehicles are designed much the same to save you from breaking many bones and getting far more hurt than you actually need to. You may notice if you've been in a fender bender in your little modern car that your fender or front piece panels quickly cracked off and split into the street. They did that on purpose. These are called crumple zones. These crumple zones minimize the impact and absorb that extra energy so your body doesn't have to, and you don't have to go to the hospital. Much the same with my drone and yours also. You see, two things are going to happen when you get in a wreck or when you crash. My crash happened about 5 feet off the ground. That is basically nothing, you would think. But when I got to my drone, I found it in several pieces. As you can see here in picture 1, the main ribbon connecting the gimbal to the gimbal attachment had detached. This is a real bummer, kinda, until you wrap your head around it. Then you realize this can absolutely be fixed. The whole fucking gimbal can be fixed. I bring you good news, folks. Out of your misery and torment will come understanding and great knowledge, and you will walk away feeling so much more comfortable about flying this fucker into the depths of hell, because you can rebuild it and you will rebuild it. The second thing that happens is the battery detaches. This makes wonderful, wonderful sense and logic, as the battery's a big old heavy bitch that would bring that thing crashing to the earth twice as fast and 6 times as hard. This is wonderful news. This is really, really good news. Looking at these pictures I will show you here, yes, I'm good, but I'm not that good. As you can see here, I took the gimbal apart and ran into the motherboard there, sitting there. And what we soon realized is that after we we'd have to take more apart than I wanted to take apart, and that's when I called a friend up who has a little more experience at electronics and mechanical orientation than I do. I asked him as he was doing that, what is the skill level that is required here, and he said, I think anyone can do it. If you have some basic skills on orientation electronics, I think 70% of my audience could pull this off. Hopefully some of these pictures and watching a couple videos on YouTube will also help you understand how you can quickly fix your gimbal should something happen. Let me tell you, folks, there are guys out there taking apart that camera and replacing the fucking lens. Maniacs. Total freaking maniacs, right? These people are savages, and they do it. They do it. Everything on this drone is 100% serviceable, 100% replaceable. You can rebuy all the parts, and with a little bit of know-how, a little bit of studying and understanding, you can absolutely fix pretty devastating crashes. Let me just show you real quick. The ribbon I'm talking about is this ribbon right in here. This main ribbon right here tucks under, and it comes from this little connector piece down into the gimbal, connecting the camera and this to your drone. Ultimately, we took this piece off. This would be the last piece to be screwed in. Although it was the last piece, we took it off realizing that it would be, we wouldn't, what you'll understand once you take it apart, you will not be able to reattach the ribbon and get it back up through without this, taking this off, pulling the ribbon through, then reattaching the ribbon to this and putting this back on. That is a golden piece of information right there, folks, because you will be baffled for a while. Let me tell you, it took about a half hour, dicked with it, played with it, looked at a video or two, actually one video, and I don't have his name. If you really want it, I'll put it in the comment box. I watched him doing his because he had this exact same thing. You crash, that ribbon's going to come off and your battery's going to fall out. It's like it's just how it seems to be done. Put it back together, plugged it in, flawless, works perfect. I've flown it, perfect. Yeah. So here's the pictures, a couple more. You can see the motherboard sitting there, and there's basically 6 screws on top right here that you will take out. Then there's 3 more. Once you take this apart, this is a little sliding door. This is going to fall out. This is the last little piece of plastic here. This is going to come away and just slides in, and you pull the cover over. But basically then there's 3 or 4 more screws on the motherboard you have to unscrew to take off the motherboard. Some of them you're actually going to get them from this side, and you'll have to put your screwdriver down through the slots here to actually get to them and unscrew them. So yeah, we'll keep it short, we'll keep it basic. With no further ado, if you crash, I don't feel sorry for you motherfuckers anymore. I don't care if you're Australian or where you're from. It's your problem if you crash. I don't care. Bummer, they're only $300, so whatever. You don't have my sympathy, my pity, or anything. If you want some advice and help rebuilding it or whatever. But fuck y'all if you crash. I don't give a shit. Zero nut out.